Whether you're in North or South Carolina or anywhere else in the world, enter the Cat Cave with D. White and Shannon Smith, a part of the Keep Pounding Podcast Network powered by the Fans First Sports Network, where you can find shows such as Winning the Division and Inside the Vault. Welcome back. We are in the Cat Cave yet again, joined by your host, Podcast Smitty, Shannon Smith, represent Western North Carolina, with my man, the Beast from the Northeast, D. White, my brother, my partner. What's going on?
Whole bunch of nothing, man. Again, trying to cleanse the palate, starting over again, see what we get this week.
Definitely. I understand that with today's show, we will be talking about the analysis of this past Sunday's game, and we'll be leading in to this Sunday's game, which is going to be a home opener. Looking forward to that. But first, let's get to the matter at hand, where our Carolina Panthers, our beloved Carolina Panthers, traveled to Arizona, unfortunately losing the heartbreaker 27-22. This game looked like it was over from the beginning with two early turnovers on back-to-back drives. Bryce Young with the fumble and the recovery, where the defense scored, and the interception coming up after that. Looked like it was going to be a long day for the Panthers. They were down 24 points inside of 10 minutes in the third quarter. Then something happened. Carolina developed momentum. They gained momentum. Bryce Young, 3 touchdown passes, cutting the lead to 5 points inside of 2 minutes left in the game. The Panthers set up an onside kick and converted it at midfield, giving the Panthers a glimmer of hope. Unfortunately, a penalty-riddled drive and Calais Campbell's game-winning sack. 26 seconds left into the game, giving the Cardinals the ball back. Victory formation, taking the knee, and the Cardinals get a win at home. They go up to 2-0, and the Panthers drop to 0-2. We have a lot to break down in this game right here, D, but gonna give you some stats from some of the key players for the Carolina Panthers. Bryce Young, 35 of 55 passing, a career high of 328 yards, 1 pick, 3 touchdowns. Tedora McMillan, 6 catches, 100 yards. He continues to be a stud receiver, probably one of the best receivers that Carolina has right now. Hunter Renfrow, 7 catches, 48 yards, 2 touchdowns. DJ Wanham, 4 total tackles, 1 solo tackle, 1 interception, the sack from Princely. There was some bright spots in this game, but let's go ahead and talk about the first 2 drives, the back-to-back interceptions. What was going through your mind right then and there, D?
Surprise. Again, we're starting off on the wrong foot. We're starting off behind. We're putting our defense in a no-win situation. It obviously sucks. It's hard to blame Bryce, at least for me, for the fumble, because he is a smaller quarterback, and our offensive line hasn't looked like what they should. All the progress they made last year just seems they kind of took a step back. No, you want Bryce to hold on to the ball, get 2 hands on it, but I mean, again, you got a 5'10" at the most, 5'11" on a good day quarterback, and you let a big gargantuan player, I'm just going to call him that, tackle him. And I mean, That's it's Bryce Young. He's a smaller quarterback. You got to protect him. Would we like for him to hold the ball? Yes. Are we expecting him to get hit as hard every game? Probably not, because we invested so much money, and now that we got two starters hurt, it's like, what are we gonna do? The interception. I mean, Bryce just has to be smarter. That's the sack. What you got?
And it was rough seeing it because when you get into a deficit like that, especially a turnover resulting into a touchdown, the bright spot of those two turnovers was that on the second turnover, Carolina's defense was able to hold,
Right.
only limited it to 3 points. That helped because going up 14-0 as opposed to 10-0 is a little more daunting, not really good to see. So I do like the fact that they were able to stop the offense from getting into the end zone a second time. Now, as the game progressed, the late run by Kyler Murray, who in my eyes really didn't impress me that well. He had 220 yards passing in this game. He ran the football for 32 yards, but the Panthers were able to create confusion on the last few drives. He wasn't able to really finish on some of those drives. The Cardinals should have won this game by more. They
Mhm.
should have easily walked away with this game, but they did not. So the Cardinals, to me, they really didn't impress me as a team. I know that's easy for me to say Monday morning quarterbacking it. I get it. I understand that. But if this were a better squad here, they would have walked away with this game with the early turnovers, with Carolina not able to answer back until the fourth quarter or until the tail end of the third quarter. It would have been this squad. If this squad were as good as advertised, they would have been able to run away with this game, and they did not do that. As you can see, they were up 24 points at one point in time. Carolina started gaining momentum. Bryce Young was able to hit Hunter Renfrow with the first touchdown. Defense was able to stop the Cardinals offense. The Cardinals offense, they lost momentum. Getting the ball back to the Panthers. The Panthers were able to telegraph another touchdown. Bryce threw to a Chuba Hubbard. Able to start getting the offense going. And it looked like the Panthers were gaining momentum offensively. That fed onto the defense. That was able to get the defense going. Carolina was able to get the ball back, get the touchdown to Hunter Renfrow. They're down 5. It was one of those things where Dave Canales was like, one score will get you back in it. The one score did that. Carolina was able to get the ball back on the onside kick, was able to get it back. Unfortunately, penalties, 4 penalties went to the Cardinals, against the Cardinals. I mean, 4 penalties went against the Cardinals. It was really, really tough seeing Carolina not being able to manufacture an offense, even with those penalties being on their side. They were not able to get down the field. There were some plays where Bryce held onto the ball. Bryce got a little bit of happy feet. The pocket started to collapse. In this game, the running game really wasn't a big factor. Chuba Hubbard only had 32 yards rushing, and I think it was 38 yards rushing in that game.
Mhm.
So there was really no true ground game. So Arizona was able to stop the run. Carolina was able to do the same thing on defense. They were able to stop the run. 82 yards rushing against the Panthers defense, which was something that I was a little worried about coming into this game. With Benson running the football most of the time, Kyler Murray's ability to be a mobile quarterback. I was thinking that there would be some offense running the football. But Carolina was able to put this game within 5, but was not able to finish. So, is there glimmers of hope from seeing Carolina playing from a deficit, do you think?
Yes and no. There's always hope. I mean, at the end of the third quarter, they started to kind of turn it on more. Fourth quarter, they got hot. You're starting to see that some players they actually want to win. They have the talent to win, but at the same time, I might be shooting myself in the foot here. I feel like the coaching hasn't been as good or up to par. I feel like they've been just, for the most part, playing too safe. These little dink and dunk 2-3 yard passes are not getting it, and it's putting us behind the 8 ball because you're trying to be safe. I don't know if you're trying to get Bryce in rhythm or what, but it's just it's not enough. And then on top of that, like you said, the run game is, if Chuba's only getting 10 carries, that's not good. Rico Dowdle, 6 carries, not good. Xavier Legette had a rush, no yards. And we're going to talk about Xavier Legette because, again, yeah, 3 weeks in a row. We got to stop shooting ourselves in the foot. We keep doing it. We keep trying to play safe while all these other teams are throwing it downfield. We have constantly been doing these little short passes that's not doing much. We got T-Mac that's able to catch it in the middle, catch it on the outside, go routes, everything. He has shown in 3 weeks that he's already the best receiver. I mean, what more do you want from T-Mac? Feed him the ball. Feed Chuba the ball. Feed Rico the ball. Get Hunter Renfro. We can't just wait for Jalen Coker to come back. We got to show some fight. Legette ain't doing it. Bryson Tremaine, he's been a pleasant surprise. Get him more involved. Stop playing safe. That is our main problem. We're playing too safe with our offensive calls. Our defense, surprisingly, played freaking great down the stretch. But now it's like we pick and choose which side of the ball that we want to be decent to good at instead of pushing and challenging each other or trying to go for it. And it's sad to see.
Yeah, I like that. I'm glad. Now let's go ahead and get on to that about Xavier Legette. Let's get on to him here because I was thinking the same thing. With Carolina's receiving core undergoing a facelift with Adam Thielen being traded, Jalen Coker being on IR, this was a prime opportunity for Xavier Legette to emerge as either that one or two. We knew that Tet was going to come in and be a highly regarded receiver, being a first pick, the first receiver to go off the board. So we knew there was going to be expectations out of him. But Xavier Legette, and coming up, it looks like this was going to be a year for him.
Mm-hmm.
And haven't seen it. Have not seen it. There's been times where he's been targeted. There's been drops from him.
Same things as last year.
Exactly. Miscommunication. What is there anything that the Panthers can do with him? Is it what is going on? Is it a mental thing? What do you think is going on with him?
I don't know what's going on, but I think the thing that needs to happen that's most obvious, they need to bench him.
Yes.
Give him the Bryce treatment. Let him come along slowly. I don't know what you need to do, but he needs to be benched for right now. Bryson Tremaine's been good. Hunter Renfro.
Yes.
I mean, roll with that.
Yep.
See what you got in that because it's like constantly you're seeing him just looking like I want to say absent-minded, but a little lost at times.
Mm-hmm.
Running side to side when you could just run straight, get a few extra yards, stop trying to be pretty and come back and then go.
Right.
It's I don't want to say it's inconsistencies because he's constantly showing negatives right now. So like you want to see the highs, but I mean you don't really have any right now. We're only 3 weeks in and you're already like having a majority of the fan base doubt you or question why you're a first round pick when all reality he's still a second round pick. They just traded up one for him. Regardless, he's not a first round pick. He's a second round guy with an extra year in his contract. He wasn't ready when you drafted him. So I mean, you drafted a number one receiver in T-Mac.
Yep.
You found a diamond in the rough in Jalen Coker. You traded away your best veteran. I mean, I'm not mad at that. He wanted to go home. It is what it is. But Liggett has to be better. And for right now, the amount of disappointment that he's shown, I don't want to say disappointment. The lack of progress that he's shown is more than concerning, and he needs to be able to take a step back. Don't give up on him, but he's not ready to be number 2, number 3 receiver right now.
I do agree. And this was an opportunity for him to step into that role.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, that's not happened. But I do agree with you on that one. You have to sit him down. You have to bench him. You have to let him know, hey, look, this is not like you're not bringing anything to the table right now. Let's sit you. Let's get you evaluated. Let's get you looked at. Let's see what's going on in practice. But you got to sit him. I think that is absolutely right. Give him a reality check. You
Mm-hmm.
got to work a little harder. You got to do a little more. Need you to do better. So
Right.
absolutely, looking at this offense, we're gonna step away from the offense. I was like, once again, you brought up the defense. I was very, very impressed with the defense in this game. There were three things that I saw out of the defense. Number one, Kyler Murray was not that impressive.
Mm-mm.
He had some big plays, the big run, but most of his productivity came up from Carolina's turnovers or their inability to finish on offense.
Or
So
bad
to
tackling.
me, he didn't really do anything miraculous to me. In the fourth quarter, there was in the third and fourth quarter, there were times where he was doing absolutely nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Trey McBride was a big player in this game. And the reason why he was a big player in this game is because the Panthers were able to neutralize Marvin Harrison Jr. Only 2 catches for 27 yards for Harrison Jr. in this game. Very good job by the Panthers defense for neutralizing him because the downfield threat, throwing the football, would have been catastrophic for Carolina if they were not able to stop him because Harrison Jr. is one of those guys who's a very promising receiver.
Mm-hmm.
And the Panthers' ability to stop him or to neutralize him to where he was a non-factor in this game was brilliant. I like that. And of course, the Panthers were able to stop the run, only 82 yards allowed on the ground from the Carolina Panthers defense. So very good job. Evero's defense coming through yet again. Had the sack from Princely, the interception from DJ Wanham. Very good stuff by the defense. There were times the reasoning for the points, of course, one of those touchdowns was by the defense. So you really can't count that against the Panthers defense.
Mm-hmm.
And the times that Arizona was able to score, it was because the Panthers defense was on an island. They didn't get productivity from the offense. They were out there longer than what they should have been. Arizona was able to neutralize things. They did allow some things underneath in the passing game, but it wasn't as much as it was against Jacksonville.
Mm-hmm.
So with the way that this defense is played, still believing in Evero's scheme?
I believe in some of the players. Evero, he's a defensive coordinator. Um, he's made some pretty good calls, like the last half of this game. The defense played great. The defensive players played great. JC still a lockdown. Mike Jack, I mean, he's still a good number 2. Could we upgrade? Possibly.
Yep.
Freaking Merrick, I'm still a big fan of him. Again, he led the team in tackles.
Yep.
7 tackles, 2 assists. I believe in it to an extent. I believe we have some productive players that we could, utilize. I just feel like maybe we're doing the same thing the offense is doing. We're not giving enough. And where the offense is, it seems like they're scared to take chances. It seems like the defense is just playing too safe. Like everything can't be a 7-8 yard zone, and you just let them get their let them get underneath you, get a little catch for 4 or 5 yards, and continue that for the whole game. JC is a great man quarterback. I mean cornerback. Excuse me. Merrick is great against the run. They showed that they could stop the run. However, we got to stop being so generous in letting these teams have 3, 4, 5 yards at a time. Make a great play call. Be dynamic. Show some effort. Show some fight. Show some aggression. You wanted aggression. You got Derek Brown back. Unfortunately, Turk Warden's hurt, but you still got Ashawn Robinson. You still got Bobby Brown III. I mean, that front line should be able to dominate. And only thing we have to show for it in 2 games is 1 sack. We can't generate any pressure with a top-rated defensive tackle, with one of the highest safeties in the league now, with one of the highest cornerbacks in the league. We can't generate anything. Our only sack comes from our 3rd round choice. I believe in the players. The players can get it done, but this scheme has to be tweaked, fixed, or something. I'm not saying go to a 4-3, but clearly we need to do something.
I do agree with that because 1 sack in between 2 games. Although Kyler Murray did not impress me as a quarterback, there were still times where he was able to throw the ball and not be touched. There were times where Carolina was breaking into the backfield and they were rushing Kyler Murray, and he started getting happy feet at one point in time. So there was times where that was happening. But yes, the training wheels got to come off. Playing not to lose and playing to win, 2 very different things. 2 things that I look at with Carolina is that generating the pass rush is going to be big. Has to be done. Has to be pressure on the quarterback. Has to be. And also, 2, the underneath routes is something that has to be taken care of as well, too. Anything underneath.
Mm-hmm.
So neutralizing those things will help both the Carolina Panthers defense and the offense, of course, too. When you were talking about that, taking the training wheels off, letting this offense manifest, letting this defense go, letting them play.
Mm-hmm.
So I can accept this as a fan if you're going out there looking to play good football. These 2 games, of course, with Jacksonville, wasn't a good football game. Very first game of the season, I get it, but still not a good football game. This game was a better football game in the second half.
Yes.
Tale of 2 halves is what this was. Mostly, for the most part, is the Cardinals' inability to slam the door. That was what did it for this game. They almost let this game go. They almost pissed this game away, and Carolina almost came away with the win. Carolina was able to capitalize on that last drive. They would have been able to get this. They did not do that. Arizona is the winner, but Arizona let Carolina stay in it. So to me, there's 2 sides to it. Carolina's inability to slam the door, Arizona allowing Carolina to stay in it. Those are the 2 things for me. Any last things before we head into this coming week?
I think that hopefully we can get a better understanding of where we are with Liette. If we do decide to give him the week off and kind of take that spot away from him for the time being, maybe we get to see a little bit of Jimmy Horn Jr. Maybe we get to unleash Hunter Renfrow. I mean, we got 2 shifty guys. Why not let them eat?
Hey,
I think this organization, being that they drafted Liette so high, they're trying their best to fit him in, and it's just not being nothing's coming of it.
no.
There's no production at the moment, and I mean, any other NFL franchise, they draft you in your first round. They're gonna give you some time, but the Panthers don't really have a lot of. We've been cellar dwelling for the longest. We can't afford to just draft guys and just let you play, whether you're good or bad. We got some good players. I mean, you don't draft Jimmy Horn Jr. for nothing. You don't bring Bryson Tremaine in for nothing. You don't sign Hunter Renfro as your Adam Thielen replacement for nothing. These are guys that can play. Let them play. Stop trying to be scared and just do something. But that's what I
Definitely.
think.
Definitely. Now, as the week ends, Sunday is done. Carolina is 0-2. We're
Mm-hmm.
heading into not just the very first home game, but the very first division game of the season as the Carolina Panthers will renew their rivalry with the Atlanta Falcons, 1 p.m. Bank of America Stadium. Going into this game, the Atlanta Falcons have came off of a big win against the Minnesota Vikings. Unfortunately, they lost by 3 to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They dropped 0-1 in the division. The Minnesota Vikings game where they just showed up and showed out. 22 to
Mm-hmm.
6 win against the Minnesota Vikings. A great outing for Michael Penix Jr. The offense of the Atlanta Falcons is something that is to be looked at in this game. Of course, Michael Penix Jr., full-time starter now for the Atlanta Falcons. Bijan Robinson, a first-rounder taken a couple years back for the Atlanta Falcons.
Mm-hmm.
He's being looked at as a player that is on the rise this year. Of course, you've got Drake London, great receiver out there. Pitts, of course, at the tight end position. There are things about this Atlanta offense that stick out to us as Carolina Panther fans seeing this game. Atlanta's had sparks of offense, but there's been some inconsistencies with this offense. And of course, with a quarterback who is a second year starter. This is his second year, is his first year as the full-time starter. It is interesting to watch as two young quarterbacks are going to be dueling with each other. Michael Penix Jr., of course, being a standout player in college, along with Bryce Young as well, too, with a new look Atlanta offense. Tell me what you see out of this Atlanta team that concerns you.
Bijan Robinson. Dude got 143 yards and 22 carries. But even then, I mean, they drafted him high for a reason. They still got Drake London. They still got Kyle Pitts. They still got Darnell Mooney. I mean, they have guys, Ray McLeod. They have guys that can get the ball. They have speedy guys. They have tough guys. Michael Penix Jr., he's nobody to be laughed at. I mean, this is a rivalry game. They're gonna bring their A game. So that's what concerns me more. They are right now the second in our division at 1-1. That could have been us. So I mean, don't take this game lightly. They're a rival. Play them like a rival. Give them everything that you can. But on the other side of that, even in their 22 to 6 win, Michael Penix Jr. had 135 yards, no touchdowns. Bijan Robinson had 143 yards, no touchdown. Drake London, 3 receptions, 49 yards, no touchdown. Kyle Pitts, 4 receptions, 37 yards, no touchdown. Their only touchdown came from Tyler Algier, 16 carries, 76 yards, and the rest of it was special teams. Why can't the Panthers be better than that?
That's for sure. Yeah, wasn't impressed by that by the game that they had with Minnesota. Minnesota had trouble getting JJ McCarthy being hurt later on in that game. Arizona really didn't surprise or look dazzling. I mean, Atlanta didn't look dazzling in this game as well too. And of course, this was Sunday Night Football. This was supposed to be one of the main games. To
Mm-hmm.
me, it didn't look all that well.
Mm-mm.
And yes, I'm glad you brought that up because the score could fool you.
Oh yeah.
Looking at a score like this, it could definitely fool you, thinking that Atlanta had a masterclass of defense, or they were able to execute on offense. Not really. So there's still kinks in this offense that need to be worked out with a new quarterback, with fairly new offensive players that are deadly in the
Mm-hmm.
open field. Now, I gotta say, these guys are deadly in the open field, absolutely. But when they get the ball, they're deadly. But once again, when you bring all those guys to the ball, it's hard for those guys to even execute like they should. So I'm glad that you brought that up. That looks really, really good because that could be pleasing to the eye for
Mm-hmm.
anybody taking Atlanta in this game. But the key to victory to me for the Carolina Panthers, once again, it has to be what it's been for the past two games. Get to the quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Trevor Lawrence couldn't get to Trevor Lawrence. When they started getting to Kyler Murray, Kyler started to falter. He started to move. He started
Mm-hmm.
getting happy feet. So Carolina was able to do it. Very good sack by Princely. There were hurries. There were rushes by a lot of our defensive players. DJ Wanham was getting in there. Merrick was getting in there. Roseboom had a few times where he was chasing Kyler Murray out of the pocket. So that to me is something that Carolina still has to do. They got to find a way to do it. They got to get these guys. They got to get our defense scaling down the quarterback, getting them to a prime position to chase this quarterback out. Michael Penix is fine if he can get down the field running the football. He's not really that dynamic of a runner. He wasn't like that in college. So don't let that scare you. Don't let that fool you. Getting that ball in Bijan Robinson's hands.
Mm-hmm.
He's the true runner on this team. And he's the true playmaker on this team to me. So I feel with you on that one with Bijan Robinson being the guy that has to be neutralized in this game. Make Michael Penix win this game. Put that ball in his hands and make him win the game for you. Just that to me is giving Carolina the best option. Make Michael Penix earn his money.
Mm-hmm.
Let him be what he needs to be at the quarterback position. Can he do that? Can Carolina do that? Because they shown they can cover. They shown what they could do, shutting down Marvin Harrison Jr.
Mm-hmm.
They showed that they can cover. They showed that they know how to defend. J.C. Horn showed that he can be a cover corner and he earned his money. So make sure that he shows that yet again in this game right here with a Drake London, with a Mooney. Let's see what he has here. What Mike Jacks has with Drake London, whoever he's going to be having, because I'm pretty sure Mike is either going to be on Drake London or he's going to be on Mooney. But I think it'd be better suited for him to be on Mooney and
Mm-hmm.
put J.C. Horn on Drake London. I think it would be best. So in this game, the defense to me has to show what they can do. Make Michael Penix win this game for the Atlanta Falcons. Can he do it? He didn't do it against Minnesota. He dueled with Baker Mayfield a little bit in Tampa Bay, but that's the first game of the season. But can he do that against Carolina? That is the question. And also, too, for the Panthers, can you run the ball?
Will you run the ball?
Can you? Bryce throwing 55 passes. I don't like that at all. I don't like it. We were under the impression that the ball was not going to be thrown 55 times in any game this season, and it's happened already. And the thing about it is, it was close to getting Carolina the win. However, at the end, when it mattered, it didn't happen.
Yeah.
It didn't happen. So this is what we have to look at. This is what we have to see. We got to run the football. Chuba's getting his money. You paid Chuba. Get him running the ball.
I fully agree.
Get him
Totally
doing it.
agree. You paid that man. Let him run. You open up the playbook for Bryce. Stop being scared. I mean, it seemed like at the second half, the playbook opened up and you saw what Bryce Young could be.
Absolutely.
Now, again, we spoke about this in preseason. Do you want Bryce throwing the ball 40 times a game? Hell no.
Absolutely not.
You got two dynamic runners. Let them run the ball. Let them complement Bryce. Instead, we're playing behind because of early mistakes. Bryce is showing he can be that player, but you're neglecting the whole run offense. We're supposed to be a run first team. Can't tell. Can't tell one bit.
No. And it's disparaging to get on a podcast and talk like this. Unfortunately, Ryan and I were doing this beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan had a lot of candid things to say when he was on this podcast. Of course, I know if he was here, he would definitely have more candid things to say. But this game has got to be pivotal because, once again, a rivalry, like you said, this is a rivalry. This is a division game. Winning your division gets you into the playoffs. And that's the mindset that the Panthers have to have going into this game this week. 1 p.m. will be the kickoff as the Carolina Panthers will have their first home game of the season. Will the Carolina Panthers show up? Or will this be the Atlanta Falcons' time to take the game away from Carolina in Bank of America Stadium? Everybody, thank you so much for joining us here on the Cat Cave. You may now exit the Cat Cave for more. Tune in to Tobacco Sports Radio's YouTube channel, Keep Pounding Podcast Network, powered by the Fans First Sports Network. Thank you for watching. As always, go Panthers.
Keep pounding.